how do you use the idea of the step ladder to learn? You can experiment it also. So when you are on the ground, now you are on the ground, Jay, you are on the ground. Then what do you see? You see that far, and you see something closer. You can see this, you can see this, you can see the crease in the cloth, you can see line here, you can see the paper, you can see these people, right? And suppose you go to the next step. Now next step may be very high, not small like a step ladder. Just assume there is a big step ladder, long, tall. You go to the next step and stand there. What do you see? You see a bigger area. You can see further, not only seeing around here on the ground, but you are a step higher, so you can look further, farther, right? You can see still what you saw on the ground, but it will look smaller. If you're higher, you can see wider, but less detail on the ground. So your perspective is bigger, details are smaller. Then you go to next step. Next step, what happens? You are even seeing even bigger view, bigger perspective. And what you saw on the ground keeps getting smaller and smaller and smaller. But your vision is getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Now you see, suppose this next step is higher than this house. Then what is it? Oh, in this house there is a room here. And there are other rooms that you're not seeing sitting here. Another room. And there's a garage on the side. And there is a walkway.
And there's stairs.
And there's stairs. You see bigger, right? Then you go next step, higher. What happens?
Higher than the tree.
You can see the road and the trees and sometimes deer and the turkeys and the creek. But maybe you don't even see what is this here, right? You won't see these small things anymore. But you'll see the context. You'll see the environment where this thing is. And suppose the next step is 500 miles higher. What you'll see? You'll begin to see the curvature of the earth.
You'll begin to see.
You will see this is America, this is India, this is mountain, this is river, this is ocean. You begin to see all that, right? You won't even see this house.
You won't even see, will you saw Virginia?
You won't even see everything that you saw on step number 2 or 3, right? And then you are in a space station, you'll see the earth rotating. And you are rotating with the earth. You'll see the moon closer. And higher and higher and higher. That does not mean that you have forgotten that there is a room. This is very important. You still know the room, but you also know plus, plus, plus many other things. And now come to a smaller step ladder, right? Somebody working on the house or painting, he puts a step to the roof. He goes step, step, step. He sees bigger, 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 and he gets to the roof. And then he leaves the ladder. He's not on the ladder and fixing the roof. He walks on the roof. Okay? And he can do things, he doesn't need ladder anymore to walk on the roof. Same way, when you gain the real, true knowledge of everything, you don't need any ladder. You know this small and medium and large and very large and the largest. You know the whole universe. That is the highest step of the ladder. So this is another way to think, to looking things from very close. You can go even lower. you can have a microscope, right? And you can even see this thread, how many threads are here. Or you can use a binocular and telescope and look up, and you can see planets and stars and moons of other planets, right? So this is just a way to explain different layers of knowledge that you can learn. And in the Vedas, this method is explained very simple. It says that the whole universe and knowledge is like onion. That's another theory of knowledge. The onion theory of knowledge.
Onion.
You know, where there are layers. Onion has layers. You peel one layer, there is another one. You peel one another, there is another one. There's so many layers. Some onions may have 15 or 20 layers. Right? But tiny onions may have 3 or 4 layers. So you go deeper and deeper into something. Peel one layer, leave it. Now you're looking at deeper. Like the earth. Remember inside the earth? There is a crust. That's one layer of onion. And you go to another layer.
So the sun doesn't just burn the earth up.
There is a mantle, right? Which gets hotter and hotter. So you go deeper into the knowledge of the earth. Then you go to the core, and it's very hot and melting rocks and metals. It's maybe 1,000 degrees, 6,000 degrees hot. You cannot even reach near it. Everything melts, burns. You see?
If you touch it,
So
you'll die.
the earth is like an onion also. You peel it and you go to the next. Peel it, go to the next. So what a simple and interesting way to explain this. Our rishis did. Explained it that this knowledge, the earth and the whole universe is like an onion. You go deeper and deeper and deeper. Okay? You remember this? Step ladder and onions. Two additional ways to know things. So on this subject, that is it.